Hello and welcome to Math 200 Online Statistics at Cañada College. This is Ray Lapuz and we will do a homework problem. Let's take a look at the homework from section 2.2. Here we were asked to construct a table that includes relative frequencies based on the frequency distributions shown below, and then compare the amounts of tar in non-filtered and filtered cigarettes. And then they have a follow-up question: do the cigarette filters appear to be effective? So let's take a look at the data. And here's our data set, or here is our pre-made frequency distributions. Let's go ahead and copy that to the clipboard, and we see that this clipboard is copied. And let's bring that to Google Sheets. So here's our Google Sheets. Let's just paste it on. And a thing to notice is that the bins for this frequency distribution look a little bit different. They have similarities. The 15 through 18 bin and the 19 through 22 bin looks like they're similar, or they're the same. And so what we're interested in doing is just to match it up. So here's one of the things that we can do in Google Sheets. We can take a group of cells and move it anywhere we want, up and down. And so now what I would like to do is just to have these bins match up. Let's go ahead and put zeros in the rest of the bins that are empty. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy these bin names, we can call it names I guess, and paste it on to a new cell. So the first set of bins go from 7 to 10, 11 to 14, 15 through 18, and 19 through 22, but there's more after that, so we will go ahead and copy and paste that onto our set. So now we have a new set of bins. I'm going to take these columns and shrink it a little bit so we have more room to see what's happening. Okay, so now we want to put the number of non-filtered and the number of filtered cigarettes here. So we can look at these things. This is essentially what we would like to have over here, except we want to have the relative frequencies. So to compute the relative frequencies, what we're going to do, or what we're going to need, is the sum. So we need to add all these values up. So this is one of the commands that you have at your disposal in Google Sheets. So the sum asks you to input the range of values. So the range of values that you're looking at are these cells. You want to add up these cells. So if you take a look at that, it looks like there are 25 values in those set of cells. And I think we will have the same here. Let's just make sure. Equals sum, S-U-M, and parentheses, and then click and drag, close parentheses, and enter. So for both of these we have a total of 25. Now to get the relative frequency, what we're going to need is this value divided by 25. So I will say equals, click on this value, and then divide by 25. So that looks like it's just going to equal to 0%. That's because there's 0 there. Now we can continue to do this by typing it all in, or one of the powers that we have for Google Sheets as well as Excel is that when you click on the cell and you want to copy that same formula going down, you can go to the lower right hand corner of the cell, click, and then drag. So when we do that, we get the formulas applied to those particular cells. So here are the formulas that we have, and we can do the same thing over here for the filtered cigarettes. These are the frequencies for the filtered cigarettes. And so we want to say from here equals to these values, to this one particular value, divided by 25, enter, and then click on the cell, take the lower right hand corner and drag down. So now we have these values. If we look at the problem again, one option for inputting your relative frequency is a decimal, but it looks like these numbers need to be percentages. So what we want to do is we want to make these numbers into percentages. So we can just move the decimal place twice to the right if we want, or as a little shortcut, we can format these numbers as a percent. So if we go to this button, 1, 2, 3, those are numbers, get formatted into percentages. And as a way to reduce the number of decimal places, we can just simply click on this option, the 0.0, and then the arrow to the left. And now we have these values. So let's go ahead and put these values in. Okay, all those values are inputted and they're percentages. Let's go ahead and check our answer. That looks good. Now the next question is asking us, do the filters appear to be effective? If we take a look at these values for the non-filtered cigarettes, we see that there are very little to no values that give a tar of less than 22. Most of the tar is going to be at 26 or 23 and higher, whereas the filtered cigarettes seem to have most of their data being less than 22 or 23. So it looks like it is effective, and this is the only choice that's effective. And we can look at the reasoning. It's effective because the relative frequencies of higher tar classes is greater for non-filtered cigarettes. Let's check our answer. It looks good, and I hope that helps.